Welcome to Leslie's Lovin' Oven. I'm Leslie, and today I'm going to feature flatbreads. It's one of our favorite dinner items. It's a great appetizer, and today we're going to be making two different kinds. So these are the ingredients for the first flatbread. Today we're going to be using some pesto, and this is some pesto that I actually made recently, which is spinach and basil base with a little bit of walnuts, and I'll share the recipe for that as well. We're going to use some roasted red peppers, some mozzarella fresh that I sliced, and some zucchini that was left over from dinner last night. So to assemble our first flatbread, I have the flatbread on a cookie sheet lined with some parchment paper, and again the oven is preheating at 400 degrees according to the package directions. I'm going to take a couple generous spoonfuls of this pesto and spread it on top of the crust, and then we'll top it with our favorite ingredients. Just going to smear it around just to cover it almost to the sides, I would say, and get a little more down here at the bottom before we add our toppings. This is a very flexible recipe. A lot of times you might have these ingredients already in your fridge on hand, which is great when you're looking for a quick dinner or maybe even an appetizer. Okay, just a little bit more right here at the bottom. And now, there we go. You can see I've covered most of it. I'm going to layer some of this zucchini. Again, I had this left over from dinner last night. It was just a simple sauteed slices of zucchini with some salt and pepper, sauteed in a little olive oil with a little bit of onion. So I'm going to put that on. Just kind of generously put it on top. That's great. It's going to cover just about the whole thing. Perfect. And now I'm going to put the roasted red pepper. This is just a jar roasted red pepper, and I always have this on hand. It's great for sandwiches or salads. So again, it's just something that I have in the fridge. The nice thing about flatbread is you can personalize it to what you really like, what you have. And I love all the different colors that come together when you make these. I'll just put a little bit more right here. There's a piece of basil. I'm going to leave that on. Okay. So colorful. All right. And now I'm going to put the mozzarella on next. And again, you could use shredded. I like the fresh. I like to cut it up. I think it looks really nice and melts so evenly over the top and gives a nice layering of texture. I like to spread it out so you can see some of the colors. When it's cooking and it's finished and it's bubbled up, you can still see all of the different colors in between. And I like to top it with a little sprinkle of oregano, just right down the center. And can't forget, we have to add some love. There we go. Okay, so this is going to go into our oven for about 12 minutes. I'll check it. It may need a minute or two just to brown up that mozzarella, and then we'll get started on the next one. The second flatbread is more of a Mediterranean flatbread. So the ingredients that we'll be using for this flatbread will be some marinated artichokes, some fresh sliced Roma tomatoes, a little bit of red onion that I sliced very thin, and some black olives. And the base for this one is going to be just a marinara. So this is just a store-bought jar that I had. And I'm going to put that down and then the toppings. Okay, so here is the marinara. I'm just going to kind of spread that out. Again, a couple generous tablespoons just to cover it. And what's nice about this one is we're going to finish it with feta cheese. So definitely a different cheese and something a little tangy that's going to be delicious with the olives and the artichokes. Okay, so I've got that spread out just about to the edge. There we go. I've also tried this same flatbread without the marinara and just brushed it with a little bit of olive oil. So that's another option. And again, there's no specific order. I just kind of lay down the ingredients until it's covered. There we go. And then I'm going to put some of the black olives following these artichokes. And these are just marinated, quartered artichokes. I love them in salads or pasta salads, so we always have these on hand. Okay, a couple more, there we go, right to the end. Okay, and a little sprinkling of our black olives. Oh, this is looking so colorful. This also makes a great appetizer. Okay, and a little bit of the red onion to follow. Okay, there we go. And then I like to finish it with the tomato for the burst of color on top, which again is going to look great with the feta cheese once it comes out of the oven. Okay, so I put a few more on. Find red onion sometimes has a little bit of a bite, but if you cut it paper thin with a sharp knife, it's just enough to give something a nice flavor without being too strong. Okay, and it sure looks pretty against the white artichoke. Okay, a little bit more. There we go. And this will also go into the oven that's preheated at 400, and that will bake again for about 12 minutes. I'll check it. Gosh, I forgot the tomato. I was so excited. So here we go. Can't forget that. I'm going to lay those down right on top, just like that. And this was 3 small tomatoes that I had sliced. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right. Maybe one more right there. Okay, there we go. Might as well use this. And that worked out perfect. Okay, and can't forget our secret ingredient, some love. And we're going to sprinkle it generously with love today. Okay, all right, now it's ready for the oven. Okay, so the Mediterranean flatbread came out of the oven. It really crisped up nice around the edges, and the tomatoes are still steaming. So this is a perfect time to add the feta cheese. I'm just gonna take some of these crumbles and sprinkle it right on top. And this is gonna give it a nice tangy finish. And then we'll slice it up. Another great cheese I sometimes like to use when I make a flatbread is goat cheese. It also melts really nicely. I think this looks nice at the end when you put the feta cheese on after. And because it's warm, it does give it a little bit of some steam and melts it just a pinch. And then I like to finish it with some oregano. So right over the top, just some dried oregano for that real Mediterranean flavor. This looks great. I can't wait to dig in. The flatbreads came out of the oven and I used a pizza cutter to cut them on an angle, and then I set them on this beautiful white tray. While the last one was cooking, I just threw together a simple salad, and who knew dinner could be ready in 12 minutes. These are delicious. I hope you have a chance to try one. I'm going to try the pesto with the mozzarella cheese right now with the red roasted pepper. Oh, the flavor. Delicious. Boy, that red roasted pepper right against the pesto like that with the creaminess of the mozzarella. I think that's my favorite. I sure hope you get a chance to try these flatbreads and share them with your family and friends very soon. You can find all the details for today's recipes at our blog, leslie'slovinoven.wordpress.com. And please leave a comment if you did try it. I'd love to hear what combinations you put together. So until next time, bon appetit.